Welcome back inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Game. So great to have Greg Kelster here joining us with his insight there, and his camps really are so great. We usually devote the last few minutes on our show sharing our final thoughts on the week, tying a knot on the last 7 days in sports. This week in preparing for the show, Jeff and I and Tony were all exchanging text messages, and it became very clear that Tony had something important to share, and anything Jeff and I had to say would pale in comparison. So our final thoughts completely this week from Tony Paul.
Thanks, Brad. Try to get through this. One of the more discouraging days of my life came in November of 2004. That was the year the voters in Michigan and 10 other states overwhelmingly passed bans on same-sex marriage. But by 10:05 Friday, that disappointment was a distant memory, replaced by one of the happiest days of my life. Amazingly, it took just 10.5 years to go from point A to point Z, a remarkable pace for a civil rights movement. And make no mistake, this is always about civil rights. The Supreme Court on Friday morning announced one of the biggest decisions in my lifetime when in a 5-4 decision, it okayed same-sex marriage in all 50 states. To those 5 justices, especially freethinker Anthony Kennedy, to the couple from Michigan who played such a central role in the landmark case, and their lawyers who took the case for free, to President Obama, who's moved gay rights forward more than all of his predecessors combined, to Michigan Governor Rick Snyder and Attorney General Bill Schuette, who accepted with grace and humility the decision when some of their peers around the country refused, and to everyone who's fought for this in Stonewall, a job well done. And to those of you on the other side, and that includes my parents, at least you can take solace in knowing that this law will have absolutely no effect on your life. Unless, that is, you're open to attending some absolutely fabulous weddings in the coming summers. I once was proposed to, with a ring and all. It was about 5 years ago or so. For a number of reasons, I said no. One of them being same-sex marriage wasn't yet legal in Michigan, and I wasn't at all interested in getting married out of state only to return to Michigan single in the eyes of my home state, the state I've always returned to from jobs elsewhere around the country. And I wasn't at all interested in having a token wedding here. So I said no. Turns out, good thing same-sex marriage wasn't legal back then, because we haven't been together for a few years, and that divorce could have cost me a boatload. But truth be told, marriage has never been something that's overly interested me. I never grew up thinking about what my wedding would be like. I never grew up thinking, gee, I really hope to one day spend thousands of dollars on a cupcake tree. But today, myself, dozens of my friends, and hundreds of thousands across this great nation at least have that option to get married. And I do like knowing that in the eyes of my country, I now have the same rights as these 2 married gentlemen sitting next to me. My friends James and Jeremy have been together for 15 years and have been planning a wedding for 10. They waited for this day to come, and now it's here. Their planning was put into 5th gear on Friday. My friends Leslie and Cindy, who got married way across the country in New Mexico 1 year ago this weekend, finally were officially recognized as married in Michigan on Friday. Love is love. It comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Like art, there's no perfect mold. There's still work to do, by the way, on the gay rights front. Adoptions, restrictions are troubling, and the lack of workplace protections, particularly here in Michigan. Those days will come sooner than later, I have no doubt. Just look at what we've accomplished in just 10.5 years.
Good man, Tony Paul. Thanks so much,
man.
Well done.
Appreciate it.
You can watch the 7 Sports Cave every single Sunday. Tony Paul, a regular contributor. Jeff Rieger joined us from 97.1 The Ticket for the first time this week.
Thank you. A little less nervous right now than I was before.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your tweets. Thank you to Mike Foss. And Tony, thanks for sharing, bud.
All right, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Tigers play today against the White Sox. 105, David Price on the mound. Have a great Sunday, everybody. We'll see you soon.